welcome back. I'm Tonya from Tonya's Witchy Kitchen, and how are you doing today? I went shopping last week with one of my daughters and my mom out of town, and my daughter, of course, is a talker, and so she's telling me about this story because she and her husband had been to a concert in the cities, and as they came back, they saw the new Doritos that have no preservatives, no flavor enhancers, no nothing, right? Something you would find in Europe. He decided he had to try them. And she's like, how are they? And he's like, they're okay, you know? And so she's trying them, and he's like, what do you think? And she goes, I don't know. She's like, they're missing something. And he goes, yeah. He goes, that chemical zing. They're missing the chemical zing. Oh, I love the phrase now. Chemical zing. But yeah, so she also watches this comedian that she follows on Instagram. And she said this guy was talking about the same thing, how people from Europe come over here and they eat the Doritos and, you know, they just can't get over the fact of how different they are. And anyway, he said, you know, he's talking to somebody and they're like, yeah, my buddy, he goes, it's always a buddy, gave me a bag of Doritos. He goes, and they're so good. He said, I looked down, he says, and there's 6 bags that are empty, you know? And he's heard of people who they postpone going back home because of the Dorito addiction they have. I'm like, and people think we're crazy. No. Just like I saw the one with the hamburger, the guy from, was he over in China? And he's like, our hamburgers don't do that, or Japan or somewhere. And I'm like, oh, our hamburgers, they stay the same. My mother has one upstairs in her house from previously of 2009, because that's when she, 2009. So way before that, she had gotten it, and it looks the same. The lettuce is the same, the cheese is the same, the bun's the same. It's absolutely disgusting when you think about it, how old that hamburger is, and it looks like you just picked it up from McDonald's. I can't kid you. If I can get a picture of it, I will one day. I'll prove it to you. You know, the thing would be to keep the receipt. I don't know if she has a receipt. And receipts nowadays, you know, they wear off. So, crazy. But anyway, today we are doing candles. Beeswax candles, actually. So 3 things. Be kind. Be forgiving. Be you. And let's go check out this video on candles. Okay, to start, I thought I would show you where I always buy my beeswax from. They used to be on Etsy a long time ago, and I actually found them on there. And then when they opened their own website, that was exciting, I'm sure, for them. But I thought I would show you the unboxing. It's not really a major unboxing, but it's super fun because recently she includes, if you go to her website, there's a little gnome that you can throw in for free. You have to add it. Isn't he cute? He's adorable. And then I realized that I have a different one from the last time. They're so cute. And they're made of 100% beeswax. And their beeswax smells amazing. There is no smoky smell to it. You know, some people think there's a chemical smell or something, and it's not. It's just yummy, yummy beeswax. And it's beautiful. Like, look at this stuff. I wish you could smell it. It's just heavenly. And so this is what I make all my beeswax candles out of, is from Gardener Bees. That's a 1 pound block. See? So to get started, I got this really cool wax melter from for Christmas. And I put the whole block in there. Not that way. That way. And then I turn it on like in between 2 and 3, really. Don't need to go higher than 3 for the wax. And you don't want to burn beeswax. That is another thing. You do not want it to go over 200 degrees. So you want to keep it, melt it as slow as possible. I know it's really boring, but that's important. So then when I'm putting my wicks in, as you saw, I just dip them in the melted wax and get them centered and placed where I need them to be. I love these little octagon jars. They are 4-ounce jars, but my candles do not come out to 4 ounces because beeswax is heavier, you know, and all that stuff. But next time when I'm done using these, I might go up to the 6-ounce if they still have them. So yeah, just putting my wick in there, getting it all centered. You can also see some other molds I have. The one on the left is my spiral mold. And then those other 2 were ones I was testing out and I wasn't happy with them. But that's a whole nother groove. And then I also have a sweater one that is silicone, and really super cute. So one thing about beeswax is it doesn't matter if it's melted or if it's solid. It weighs the same, okay? It's the same weight. So if you have pellets or you have little whatever, it doesn't matter if it's liquid or solid. It's whatever it weighs is what it's going to weigh. Now, another little tip that I think is very, very true. I don't know if anybody else does this, but so my wax is at 185 and I took it off the warmer because I want it lower. 160. That is the worst digital thermometer I've ever had. It's so dumb. But I like to have my wax heated at least to 180. If you're going to color it, that's when you add your dye. Okay? Add your scent around 170, 165. And I like to pour about 160 degrees. Okay? Like, you want to pour as low as a temp as possible. And you want to pour slow, smooth, continuous, so you don't get lines. And it doesn't matter when I pour in these jars, I get these little, it's really cute. It's consistent little lines on the jar. I don't think I showed you, but it's really funny. But it looks good, you know, because it's slow, it's smooth, continuous. Do I heat my jars? Nope, not normally. And I know I've seen people have complaints about it between the beeswax and soy and how you get this look on the jar, and you know, it's a candle, it's going to burn. But you definitely absolutely can put them in a 170 degree oven even to cool them. Some people will put them on a pan and they will put them back in the oven to cool. My problem is I don't like doing that because 170 remelts my beeswax, and it and that's the lowest my oven goes. But my wicks move, you know, so I'm just like, I just don't like the bottom part of the wick moves, so I don't like that. Okay, you get it, right? So I'm slowly pouring these into all my molds, and that 1 pound of wax makes approximately 4 4-ounce candles. So for my silicone ones, where the wick is on the top, I actually do pull it through so that is, I actually pulled the whole wick out of this one, which was funny. These are new wicks. They're beeswax covered hemp. I needed something smaller for my jars, and so I was testing them out. But I usually just pull through while it's still warm. You can see it's still warm in the middle there. And see, you have that top part that, so I just pop it in there, and then I will pull on the other end just enough so that it's a straight, you know, the wick is straight in there. That's how I do the bottom of my silicone ones. My one on the way left, his wick is on the bottom. It's not supposed to be, but I get a better pour. It looks nicer. So that's what I do with that one. And then the jars, you just, you leave them cool. So, no biggie. Now, sinkholes are a thing, and I don't know if anybody has figured out a way to do this, because it's so funny, because lip balm does the same thing, really. But sinkholes are pretty easy to fix. They really are. So you can see mine are pretty, and this is why I don't fill my jars all the way to the top. You can see they're pretty prominent right there. And so as I am melting the wax, you can poke holes with a toothpick in there. See, I pawed my other one. You can poke holes and then just fill it up. Like fill in those holes with wax. Yeah, I forgot to hit the record button. You know me. Yep. And here's my sweater mold, and I'm just going to show you how I just pop that down. I just pull, give it a little tug, and voila, he goes down. And this one, of course, I wasn't paying attention when I poured it, so my little clothespin stuck to my candle. But all you do is, I could have poked holes. I guess I didn't. I'm sorry. But I just fill it back up, and you can also take a heat gun and melt it down a little bit, There's options, you guys. You got options. And the thing is, when I started making candles, I made them for myself. My son and I, we had this little, it's the cutest, it's the one you see all over. It's that like 1 ounce, 1.5 ounce little honey hive with the little bees on it. So adorable. We started that. He probably still has one in his drawer. He just he just wanted one. But we kind of got into beeswax candles, and if you're just starting out, you just make a couple candles and you burn them. I burn a beeswax candle every morning when I am doing my morning, I call it morning meditation. That silent time when nobody's awake and it's nice and quiet in the house. Yeah, literally, I burn. I have one of these in the jars, and I burn it for at least 3 hours in the morning. And that's the key. You want to burn it long enough so that you have a wax pool from end to the end of the container. Now, molded candles take a little bit more care and requirements. I have that on my website, just, like things to watch for how to take care of a molded candle. But the wax candles, as long as you have a solid wax pool from end to the end of the container, that's when you can blow it out. You don't want to blow it out before, or you're going to get like these weird holes in, and it's not going to burn very well or continuously. This is what I do with my extra wax. I pour it into a mold and let it set up, because then I use it for, lip balms and other projects. If you have trouble unmolding, put it in the freezer, because beeswax will shrink and you'll be able to get it out of the mold. Do you want to know how I clean my container? I make a set of wax melts of a blend of soy and beeswax, and then it comes out perfectly. If you can't, just chill your container and scrape it off with a scraper. Now for packaging, my molded candles just have a shrink band and a sticker, and and the warning label on the bottom. You have to have the warning label. These are my labels for my jars that I made from Avery. But my molded candles, I do include the option to purchase an extra jar, simply because some people like the option of being able to put it into a container. So my jars, as far as these go, come as a kit. And so you get the little, label, the little bee, the little, yarn, twine, whatever you want to call that, and the little bags. And I put them in the little bag, and I include a coupon for a refill. And then the little honey stick if you prefer to use it as a honey jar. And then the coupon for a refill discount. And that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. There are the candles in daylight. And here are the candles later on. There is nothing like the flame of a beeswax candle. And I decided I don't know that many Bible verses, so you're going to get quotes. And as always, I hope you had a good time. Thank you for dropping by. I will see you next time, and God bless.